Hi Virgo, this is Christelle Martinette, and I'm here with another reading for the month of November for you. And I really have to apologize because last month, the mid-month, I realized that the last few minutes of your reading were clipped off, and I was unable to then recover it. And so I wrote under the video, I will, give you a surprise for the month of November. So here I am. But let's start with, I'll add on a reading only with this lovely deck of the Virgo. I have 4 decks here, and I want you to concentrate on choosing 2 of them. This is the Angel Tarot. Then I have a deck called the Pictorial Key, and this is a deck that was fashioned by Rider-Waite with the notion that that the pictures needed to be extremely dealt with carefully, because it would be the pictures of the tarot and the colors that were used that would enhance the intuition of the reader. And so he called this the Pictorial Key. Look at that, 4 of Wands. Then I have what the Italians call the Universal Tarot, but it is the Rider-Waite Tarot with Italian artwork. And then I have a lovely deck which is called the Impressionist Tarot, and every card, both minor and major arcana, represent a painting of the Impressionist period, Impressionist style. And so what we do find is a lot of the cards are quite different. They have different meanings with respect to a normal tarot deck, well, we'll see that as the reading goes, and that's that. So if you can, concentrate on those 4 and pick 2. Pick 2 decks, and then I'll start the reading for you. I've got the Rider-Waite is the first choice, and then I've got the Angel Tarot, which is shouting out at me. Okay, so let me start by mixing these cards. See what the messages are for you, Virgo, for the month of November. See what the messages are for you for the month of November, Virgo. November. Okay, let me show you these cards first. First card out is the 10 of Swords. The second card out is the 2 of Wands. The third card out is our Hermit. Then we have this beautiful Judgment card. The 2 of Cups, right over the 2 of Cups. And the last of this side to the spread is the 3 of Wands. Okay, so we have the 2 right next to that. 2, the 3 is a progression. Now let me take the Angel Tarot to see what this, to complete the picture here. There's loneliness in the face of love. There's loneliness in around the notion of love, around a partnerships, either you wanting to be on your own and separating from a person or persons, or you partnered and feeling alone despite the companionship. But there is a sense of loneliness here. But it's a sense of loneliness that's not relegated to the month of November. It's started in your recent past and has been cause for a lot of churning, inside churning, and thinking and tossing and turning. Let's look at the other deck. And it has actually made it possible for you to understand a lot about you. Okay, now Look at how lovely this is. The first card out is the Strength. This is one of the focus cards next to the Three of Wands. Then I have this Page of Pentacles. The Stars. Sometimes there are tarot decks that are called this. It's called the Star. This is the Stars, which is mirroring the Judgment card. And then I have this great Eight of Swords. Sorry, Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. The Sun, and the Seven of Swords. It's a progression. Like I said, you've gone through the mill. I could see that. And there is a loneliness here. There's loneliness, and it is the loneliness that is causing you most difficulty. But you're graced with having known that there was love. There was love and still is love, because regardless of the situation you're in, together and feeling the loneliness or having been separated from that person, you feel the love still in your heart. And it has that taint, that touch of unconditionality. And it's almost as if you feel to have had such a gift for having met that person, having even been able to walk a few steps with that person in this life, that you're starting to believe that it was a gift, and you're coming into your own. I'm talking about the third week of November. You're starting to feel a bit lifted from that lonely feeling that you enter the month of November with. And so here there's sort of like a call to arms, not literally going to war, but, strengthen, get up and stand up and be counted here, because you are one of the many who are one. And there's no cause for loneliness. Loneliness is a situation that you yourself put yourself into with your mind that creates this impression and this context and this picture for you. And then it buries deep and seeps into your very bone structure. But your mind is also capable with this lovely sun to bring you out and realize the oneness of that. And really towards the end of the month of November, you're a different person with respect to the beginning, but in Italian we say, I'll tie it to my finger. You don't forget. When you don't want to forget something, in Italy they say, I'm going to tie it to my finger. You remember that loneliness. You remember, it's almost a little astio. It's a little bit of they say bitterness. That bitterness seeps in as well. It's hard for you to get rid of the bitterness, even though you're combating between the notion of gratitude for having been able to walk those steps with that person and the notion of bitterness because they're no longer there. But what was the gift? Remember the gift of unconditional love. I'm going to take the Vera Sibilla here and see what they can say. There are too many cards that have fallen out, so I won't take heed of that. I'm going to go over the Two of Wands, because there's a central development in communication here that is just lovely, from the 2 to the 3. Yes, it's the beginning. The beginning of the month does talk about, this jealousy, merchant, mercante, and malattia. Okay, these two mirror each other, and fundamentally the month of November enters with this feeling of sadness. Okay, sadness, loneliness, whatever, and no matter how much you work, it will still be there. Now, I'm going to go across the center to the 3 of Wands and see what they have to say. For this 3. Okay, the 3 of Wands is sort of taking stock, and there's the artista in the middle, the artist, the professional, okay, the scientist, if you will, lightness of being, the butterfly, and also means something of rather being harsh, rash, something done too fast. But there's this gift cards, omaggio di preziosi, and suggestions, counseling. And the counseling, the cards are counseling you to seek out even superficial relations. Um, don't fall prey to the notion that it has to be all or nothing. Don't fall prey to the notion that I have to be with that person. I only want that. I only want that person. I only want that. But love comes in different forms. Love comes in a cup of coffee, being invited out for a drink. Love comes in so many different forms. And it's that gift that is going to come to you second week of November. I'm going to go now to the Strength card. Okay, the Strength card. All right, Amica is harmony. Constance, Costanza, Amica, harmony, the friend, and malinconia. All right, so the strength is telling you that despite the difficulties, you do have harmony in your life. There is a touch of melancholy. There is a touch of nostalgia for the times that were. Could be a friend who has removed themselves from your friendship, or could be that same relationship that is still constantly giving you that notion of looking back. But this is towards the end of the month. You're becoming stronger in that sense. You're giving it a name, you're giving it a place, you're putting it on the shelf. I'm going to go now to the Seven of Swords down at the bottom here, the last card out. Okay, now, Fidelity, fedeltà, donna maritata, the married woman with children, the protector, and falsità. There's something odd here, I'll take the Neapolitans here, the fedeltà and falsità, the fidelity and falsehoods, lies, where there's a mother with children. Let me take a look at what this means, because it seems to me that you have had a harsh lesson with another woman or a woman. In any case, a mother figure, a person who was perhaps older than you, who meant something to you, and you have this harsh friend-foe relationship that is following you no matter what. Let's see if there is something that these cards can tell me. Oh, well, yeah. Look, besides that, there is this King of Cups and the Knight of Wands with this Ace of Passion, I call it, the Ace of Wands. There is a benevolent nature to that friend-foe picture, the perspective that you have in relation to, I believe it's a woman, maybe a man. And you keep looking back. If you can see our knight going forward, but keeps looking back at that benevolent nature and the strong, passionate, really bond. You did have a bond, and that seems to, trouble you in some way. Let me take the runes over this. Whoop. Okay, all right, I'm getting crossed messages here with a lovely diag at the end, a transformation. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Maybe you can see that, yeah, lovely. I'm finding here that, again, this notion of being, the loneliness. The loneliness is really populating your days. What's happening is that it's causing you to work much, much more, or even being busy work. But it's not productive at times. You see that you're doing, but it's not even productive at times. But there is Othala, bright stave here, right over the Judgment card, and it's a moment of growth. And this, I'm not, have no doubt about that. It's a moment of growth, and you might be thinking, well, how long is it going to take? I mean, how much do I have to grow, But it talks about home and what home means to you. And home was where the heart was. And that's why it's a hard lesson. And even in terms with concerning a friendship, I have here, lo and behold, Diag, things will be transforming for you towards month's end. I'm going to pull these up and pull the cards up. Bear with me because I'd like to give you an extended gift. I'd like to give you an extended reading with the Verasibila, and those of you who have purchased my course, a shout out, thank you. It's wonderful to interact with you. You know I'm available always for that, for questions that you have, things that you may not understand. You can find that course. It's a certification course on my website under Verasibila course on the ChristelleMartinette.com website. Take a look at that. All right, now I'm going to do this, one of the extended spreads that I have presented in that course, and see what it has to tell me for you for the month of November. Virgo, I'm going to separate these in three and pick the middle and turn the other two around. Yes, sadness with regards to a friend, dispiacere, amica, and let's see what that was prominent. All right, now, I'm not going to be able to show you all the cards because it'll take me too long, but what do I see here? There is sadness, I mean, in the current situation, in the current time. All right, so we're talking about November. There is sadness in relation to a friend. But I also see here that you're going in and out of the notion of enjoying yourself with persons that you consider possible potential lovers. You're having trouble with just keeping things light, right? That's something that's just not part of your makeup. Even being invited out to a drink, it's hard for you. The focus card of these 3 rows of 5 cards plus the last card, the focus is a lover. Okay, could be a woman, could be a man. This is a male lover, and it's definitely it's difficult for me to say, but on the same level, I have this female enemy, and this would be a female enemy to you, and on the other side, there would be love. This is something that at least this woman, the female enemy, is in love. Right? I can't say that about the male here. All these genders can be reversed because he's looking elsewhere. She's looking back at him. All right, I believe that she is part of his working world, and I'm, again, him, her, part of his working world, and I believe that this person may even contact you with not an offer of a job, but having to do with something about work, and whereas on the one hand it will bring you a lot of pleasure to have heard when they do contact you, but it's over, for you. It's gone. And unfortunately, next to the widower, we have the negative change there, the ladro. And since you still harbor feelings for that person, Costanza, you do, this jealousy card talks to me about not being able to go back. It's just not there anymore. Once, perhaps, but there is hope. The last card is hope. And it's funny, it's an ambiguous position, Virgo, I hate to say. When you have cards like this, and I don't want to give you a lesson on how to read the cards, but there are 3 rows of 5 cards. If another card comes out on its own, generally it means it's something that's leaving. And I can only think of this as you have no longer hope to be with that person. All right? But it's an ambiguous card because it also augurs well for hopes for the future because it's going to a future. But having to do with this focus card, this person, it's no longer possible. I do hope that this reading was of help for you for the month of November, Virgo friends, and that the message did ring a bell or resonated with you. It's a general reading. They are general readings, even with the two tarot decks and the runes casting. General reading. So, but it may resonate. I do hope you have an enjoyable November. Those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, do have a pleasant Thanksgiving. And until we read again, please visit my website, Anima Animus. You can see it right down here, where I have a page dedicated to coaching and a free consultation in those terms. You can contact me. I can consult with you and see what you would need. I generally offer a consulting a coaching course that runs over 6 weeks, so we interact once a week. Namaste. It was a pleasure, Virgo. Until we read together again, bye bye.